Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As y'all see, I'm in a different location. I have made my temporary move to my dad's old home, so there's stuff kind of everywhere as I'm trying to get settled in. Um, I'm trying to pump out these reviews. I don't know how long they're going to be. I just know that I'm going to work hard to get them done. Trying to get caught up, trying not to be too far behind, and trying to just get myself back on track. So thank you all so much for being patient with me. This is the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Episode 5. I got the notes in my phone because things have been crazy since this move. So let's just go ahead and jump in. So, we just start off with, Sharif, he being outside with no coat on, shoveling. It is cold. I don't know how cold it is out there. But for that man to be outside like he was, shoveling in the snow, and he said he was out there for 6 hours. Can't handle it. We see Jenny helping her husband get dressed, and then we see Mary in the kitchen cooking cookies. So we go over to Lisa's house, and she's with her son as he's getting ready for work and talking to her husband John. And she's talking to him about that night, and he felt like she was ambushed. She felt ambushed. Do I believe she was ambushed? I'm going to say I'm on the fence, but yeah, you know what? She was. But this is what I'll say. I wouldn't do that at a party. I would have waited and had a private dinner with her. But, again, that Angie character, again, Lisa ain't my favorite, but I'm wondering about Angie. Don't get me wrong, she gave us a lot in that last episode. But for her to, after 24 years of being friends with somebody, 24 years, you recently found out someone is your relative because I have some lineage together, and I don't know. I wouldn't have divulged what my friend told me, but at the same time, I would have let my friend know, hey, you know what? Even though you don't like her, she is a family member of mine. I'm getting to know her better. I would appreciate it if you don't talk about my relative to me. Like, that would have been me. And that I have dealt with those issues before. I've had friends who did not like my sister at all. But one thing that they knew, you would not talk about my sister in front of me. I don't play that. You will never talk about my sibling in my face. So, her husband suggests that she talk to Whitney. You might actually like her. You don't know. You need to talk to her. Y'all need to put this petty stuff aside because he says he enjoys her husband. He enjoys Whitney's husband. So he would like for them to be friends. We see that Whitney was talking to her husband and her kids, and Mary comes over, and Mary basically brings the cookies, and she's like, oh, we should take a baking lesson from Mary. And the daughter was like, right now. And Mary's like, no, not right now, I'm a little tired, I got a call from the church. This member said that her daughter had a wreck today. She was ejected out of the sunroof, fell into a neighborhood 30 feet from the ground. And the daughter was like, is she alive? No, she's dead. Wear your seatbelt. Like, what in the world? What kind of... I don't... The story almost was... It felt... Like, is that really the story? But you know what? I can't say that didn't happen. I don't know. I wasn't there. To whomever family member that was, my condolences. Whitney acts as if she doesn't know why the argument happened between her and Lisa. Oh, I be getting Lisa and Meredith mixed up. They look almost like they could be twins. And then Angie come on the scene, and she could be kin to them too. But anyway, they're sitting on the couch. They're talking about that, and Mary made a very valid point. Mary said Whitney feels validated by Lisa. That is so true. I agree with everything Mary said. Lisa's like the cool girl, and Whitney wants to be a part of that. I wholeheartedly agree, 1000% over. Whitney wants to be friends with Lisa. That's why it bothers her so much that Lisa doesn't like her. She wants to be Lisa's friend so bad. It's actually sad, but that's the case. So then we go over to Heather's house, and we see that Heather's daughter Ashley got into University of California in Santa Barbara. Congratulations, Ashley. I hope your first semester of school, I believe this will be her first semester, is going beautifully. And, I hope you're making a lot of friends out there. And then we see, that Jen is meeting with Brooks. And Meredith brings him, and I'm just over her hand holding. So let me tell y'all what I mean. Brooks, does he aggravate me? Yes. Now, am I going to be mean to this woman, child? No, life happens. What is the world? Okay, whatever. Let me turn this light down some. I think it'd be drying out my contacts, y'all. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I'm gonna turn it down though. But anyway, I'm tired of the hand holding. Brooks did not need Meredith to go there with him. Like, she treats him as a child, but he's an adult. He could have went there on his own. But whatever, he met with Jen. And I appreciated their conversation though. Even though Brooks rocks me wrong when he's in some of these situations, I will never deny someone's experience or pain, because that I can't say how much in pain he was, or what he experienced. I get it. Jen took away his choice to come out in the way that he wanted to, if he's identifying in that way. And I'm not saying she took, whether she liked the comments or not, or made the post or not, whoever did it took away his choice. So I get where he's coming from there. I'm happy that Jen apologized, and she discusses how she was deflecting with the vagina situation. So I appreciated her apology. I felt like that was a very sincere apology that she gave him. So then we see the men hang out. I thought this was very fun. I really did. That's the best thing you can do, is see a fun moment. And the men always have fun, no matter the franchise. And we see some confessional looks. And Seth has on a suit, and it's a tag that says Brooks, Mark. So it was, and I was like, that's very tacky. If that is his son's suit and that tag is truly on there, throw the whole suit away. Matter of fact, just cut the tag off. But the men are laughing. They're discussing, being married. They're discussing how, Whitney got the stripper pole and how they have the fun marriage. And, they talk about sex and everything. And Sharif was basically, just saying how he wants the women to get along. Like, he really believed, like, they should just be able to come together and get along. And he don't really understand the mess. And I think that's what most of these husbands on end of these franchises, they don't really get the argument. They just kind of like over it, and they like, whatever, let's just go drink and have some fun. Y'all, this review is not going to be long. I just want y'all to know now, this is going to be a quick one, so please don't be upset with me at the fact that this is a quick review. It just wasn't too much going on in this episode. There was some conversations, but not anything spectacular. Like, we see Jenny meet with Whitney, and they primarily just discuss, having children and Jenny's difficulty with kids. The fact that she had the miscarriages, and Whitney discussed how, she and her husband had a plan and things of that nature. And what I'll say is this: that woman has been through enough. I understand culture, but at some point you have to just be grateful. At some point you have to appreciate what you do have, and at some point you have to just be a human to your spouse. She's been through a lot. She shouldn't have to have more kids. Like, my heart breaks. They discuss Lisa again. Whatever. Heather meets with Meredith. They go skiing. I thought that looked really fun. I want to go skiing. I know I would be busting my tail, but I want to do it. They have conversations about children, having sex, and Heather discusses basically her progression. How, like, last year she would be shocked at the idea that her daughter wanted to have sex or was thinking about it, and now she's just like, do you need some condoms? Like, how do we need to do this? Let's talk about these things, because she feels like she wants her daughter to experience life in a way that she didn't. I think that's one thing I admire about white parents for sure. Don't get it wrong, I have no issues with white people. I have issues with some of the stuff they do. We could talk about that on another note. But one thing that I really appreciate about some white families is the way that they have conversations with their children about sex. A lot of other cultures should start doing that. I know in my culture in particular, it's just like, don't bring no babies home. And you know, if you're a girl, it's you're a hoe, and if you're a boy, it's kind of like you need to be doing it. You know, so it's backwards. I appreciate the fact that they're just kind of like, you know, do it when you feel ready. You could talk to me about it. We could talk about safer sex practices and things of that nature. I don't have children. I have nephews and nieces, and that's one thing that I've done with them. Whenever they ask me, I let them know they can talk to me about anything. And I know my nephew, he's 15, and he was talking about how he plays football and how like all the boys are talking about having sex, and he's been thinking about it and should he have sex, and so we've talked a lot about it. So you know, I'm happy to break that cycle for him. We see Lisa meet with Whitney, and Lisa basically lets her know that her husband suggested that they hang out after meeting, you know, after the guys got together and everything. And basically, they just have some little baseless conversation. And I say baseless because I saw the previews for next week, and look at where they go be. So they had a baseless conversation about moving past stuff just to argue the next week. Whatever. So that's the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. You guys, please like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Next week should probably have more in-depth information, and I'll be back a lot sooner. So I'm so sorry for being late, and I'm looking forward to this again. Bye-bye.